Oh, what's going on, Spitties? It is Patrick here, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the similarities between Origins and Mob of the Dead. You may be thinking that there aren't a lot of similarities because at first I didn't really think they are, but as I got thinking, there are so many similarities between these two maps. I did this with Call of the Dead and Mob of the Dead, and it went over really well. You guys seemed to like it, so I figured I would do it again. So the first thing that is a big similarity, and I'm not sure if this is a coincidence or not, probably a lot of them are coincidences, is that both maps have game-ending Easter eggs. You know, with Mob of the Dead, you have the whole weasel thing, you know, break the cycle, and with Origins, you have Little Lost Girl, which basically, you know, you get the cinematic ending, I guess it would be, and with both maps the game ends, which is unique to those two maps exclusively. Now another big thing, which is kind of cool, is that both maps are the only two maps to have I guess I want to say multiple electricity grids around the map. So with Mob of the Dead, you have to go into Afterlife, shock the voltage meters, and then, you know, that area of the map is turned on, or, you know, that perk is turned on. With this map, of course, you know, you turn on the generators and you get that going. Both maps are the only two maps to have different mystery box designs, basically. You know, with Mob of the Dead, it was a really cool one. With Origins, it's kind of like a creepy looking one, whereas every other one is just this, you know, the simple box. Moving on from here, there's just so many. There's so many. We both have really long quests in, you know, both of the maps. With Origins, you know, you got to build all the staffs. You have the quest meter in when you press select. You know, and with Mob of the Dead, you got the plane. You got to build it. You got to find all the pieces. It shows up in your thing, what parts you have, and all that kind of stuff. Just really big things. You know, both quests take a long time to do. And that's another thing that both maps do have, just simply, you know, those two the quest logs, I guess. Another thing with the buildables is that these are the only two maps where your buildables basically stay with you until you have them all, and then you can just build it at whatever table you want to, which I think is a really cool idea. I like that they did that because with the other maps, you know, like Transit, Die Rise, and Buried, it was just kind of a hassle, you know, to have to get all the parts, and then, you know, it just kind of frustrating. Whereas with these two maps, you know, you can just get all your parts and build it wherever you want, and you're pretty rock solid. Another big thing with similarities are the bosses. Both bosses well, not really, I don't want to say drop down from the sky. The Panzer guy kind of does, but both bosses kind of spawn in randomly, and from there, you know, they just run around, chase you, mess you up. You know, both bosses are really similar. A lot of the bosses in the games, you know, they spawn in as hordes, or they do different random things. But these two guys, they'll spawn in randomly. You know, they're not exclusive to these two maps, but it is one similarity. Another big thing are the soul chests. They're very similar to the dogs. You know, you got to feed the dogs, you got to get a ton of things into the soul chests, and then once you do that, you get a little reward for it. It's pretty cool like that. Another big thing are the wall weapons. You know, I'm pretty sure these are the only two maps to have multiple copies of the same weapon on the walls. You know, you have, I think, 3 MP40 spots, at least 2 STG spots, and maybe Remington spots. I'm not exactly sure what the other guns are, but you at least have those two guns in different areas, you know, more than once. Whereas with Mob of the Dead, you had the Uzi, you had the Remington. Was that it? I think that might have been it, but, you know, the only two maps that really did that, which is pretty cool. There are, like, you know, just thinking about these things, right? There's so many similarities. Looking at it, you know, both characters for the maps were not real people. You know, in Origins, they are, I guess, dolls, puppets, toys, soldiers, whatever. And with not Buried, Mob of the Dead, they're ghosts. You know, they're dead now. They're ghosts. Moving on, another thing are just shields. You know, both maps have the shields. The only other map to have that is Transit. There are just so many things. I could go on and just freaking on. So really, guys, I think that's pretty much for my list. That is it. But if there's anything else that you have for similarities, I mean, I just list off like 20, not actually 20, but maybe 10 or so. So if there's anything that you guys have, you know, that you noticed, let me know. That'd be cool, all that good stuff. And, you know, just comment down in the section below. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. My name is Patrick Smith, and have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Oh, another thing, they also have unique HUD bearers, which I'm pretty sure other maps do, but there's another little thing. Just pop in your head and you're like, boom, So, all right, guys, talk to you later. Peace out.